Sure. No, we encourage that kind of thing.
It's really your personal transcript postgraduate, right? It's less about, what's on that list necessarily. I mean, your CV should reflect all the training that you've had in a clear, decipherable manner.
But more importantly, what Christian just said is the networking. Networking is really critical. When I started out, I go to meetings and I go to all talks. Okay? I don't go to talks anymore. I can meet people. I spend all my time in hallways, or I spend all my time, having lunch with somebody, a long lunch with somebody, that sort of thing. I might take one talk in a 3-day meeting, something like that now. But you do the same thing, I'm sure. You spend all your time networking.
And go to the posters. Go to the posters that are in the field. That's the time you can actually have a real conversation about the science and learn something, as well as connect face to face with people that you may not have the opportunity to, just run into otherwise.
The other thing I wanted to bring up. Just one quick thing that I'll share my experience anyway, and Pam and the other faculty members here can chime in as well, is I really didn't get involved internationally until I was well into my career. And then I was invited on all kinds of panels and whatnot, and we meet, first time somebody called me up and said, yeah, would you like to be on this panel? And I said, yeah, sure. He said, where's the meeting? Where's the first meeting? I said, Canberra. Canberra? Where's Canberra? I was trying to think, Canberra. It's Australia, you idiot. So all of a sudden, that's a whole world that opened up to me that I became, involved in. I meet people from around the world, not just people in the United States, but around the world. So I don't know if you guys have had any kind of international experience, but that is very important as well, is to get outside Pinellas County, get outside Florida, get outside the United States, and broaden your horizons as globally as you possibly can. Go to international meetings, sit at big tables, invite yourself to sit at big tables. You have to be a little bit, say, hey, volunteer and get out there, and otherwise, if you don't raise your own flag, you're going to be hidden, and people may or may not ask, as far as that's concerned. So, a little bit of self-promotion works. There's a fine line between boasting and arrogance and self-promoting and doing what you're supposed to do to promote yourself. We all have to promote ourselves a little bit. It's uncomfortable, I know. It was hard for me to do it first, but you sort of have to say, hey, wait a minute, I can do that. I can help you guys out. Why should you put me on this panel? I have something to say.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure between Howard and I, we could give a solid course on shameless self-promotion.
What do you say?
I think there's a lot of alumni that the faculty and the students in this room might be surprised when they really did the tracing. So I'm hopeful anyways that Laura, Bruce, and I and some other alumni work with the College of Marine Science. We might be able to do a little bit more of that, giving you that networking opportunity. There's people that you possibly have met at meetings and never realized that they went to the University of South Florida College of Marine Science, or had some tangent. Maybe they worked at FWRI. Maybe they, was at USGS, or went out on a cruise that Al or Pam or Kent went on, and somehow had some tangential experience that you could benefit from, and then they might mentor you and go, oh, well, I know this person. They're good people because of, whatever the relationship is.
You can see how going simply to seminars, including this one, is a form of networking, right? Because you now have faces connected with opportunities. And they may not have seen every one of your faces, but you have something to talk about to initiate that conversation if something strikes you out of interest. And that's one of the real values of seminars, full stop. And you should be taking advantage of those, even when they're outside your immediate field.
Bruce,
And there's also
Right.
you're our first PhD. You got to say something.
Well, my internal clock tells me it's time to kind of wrap this up. But we're gonna move. We're just gonna move.
Because it's 5 o'clock somewhere, baby.
Right.
Okay.
Travis is offered to
So
stop the
and
check.
continue the networking on more one-to-one. But I want to thank the participants first of all, and as they were talking, a lot of things they said, of course, rang true with me and probably the rest of the alumni as well. So to me, the underlying theme of this is that the one thing I think we got from coming to CMS, although when I was here it wasn't CMS, is you had to be resourceful. You had to do a lot of things on your own and take your own initiative. So you learned how to learn, you learned how to adapt, and all 4 4 of you spoke to that throughout your careers. And that's basically what we're doing. We're adapting as we move along. So I think that's an underlying theme. And I think to follow up on what Mary Beth said, you have a built-in network here. You just don't know it yet because we're highly invisible. We're going to try to change that, and maybe more and more of you and more of us will start attending these networking events that Mary Beth puts together. And I hope you found this somewhat helpful. We tried to bring people here that had a diversity of backgrounds and experience. I think we were very successful with that. And from non-traditional, non-academic types of careers. Because most of you probably aren't going to get PhDs, and most of you probably aren't going to go into academia. But this is just a few examples of what's out there.
Also because you get exposed to a lot of academics through your other seminar experiences too.
Yeah, right.
And I, as the dean, would not have met you all. I just want to thank you for coming and sharing your experience with the students. It's really important, and we want to see more. So, thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
I want to put out there 2 groups that meet here in this area locally on the environment of Tampa Bay. And last week we had the Technical Advisory Committee for the Tampa Bay Estuary Program, and I'm sitting up there, I'm one of the co-chairs, and I'm looking out in the audience and realizing that I'm probably the youngest person in the room, and that was a scary thing because I'm not that young. I'm short. It makes me look younger than I am. And that was a scary thing to me, and I actually brought it up, to some of the folks in the room, and that is a great networking opportunity. It's local government scientists, but it's also a lot of consultants and other people who are doing applied science in the Tampa Bay area. The other group is the Agency for Bay Management, which also meets at the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council, and we look at all kinds of issues in Tampa Bay, everything from the dreaming of having that cruise ship port down in the south part of the bay to the Army Corps maintenance of the channel to fisheries. It's a lot of interesting information shared there and a lot of very brilliant people in the room to get to know. So those are public meetings. They're held regularly. You should be getting involved if that is an interest area for you. We need some young blood in the room.
Planning for the next basis meeting is
Yes,
going to be underway soon, right?
Yes, we're starting the planning for the next basis. I think our kickoff meeting is like November 18th or something right around there. Basis is a local symposium on, local research going on in the area. It'd be an excellent opportunity for you to present. So those notices will get getting out there soon, and or at least attending. And again, scientists from around the area. It's a really great opportunity to participate. If you'd like to be on the planning committee, let me know. We're taking volunteers. Shameless plug.
And next week, we have arguably our most famous alum speaking. So.
Who's that?
It's not me.
David Mertz is going to speak.
Oh, Dave's back.
Be part of. He's been invited as a. I don't know what his official role is as far as the Blue Ocean thing is concerned, but I've invited him to give a talk here. So he's going to talk about his latest shipwreck discovery. It's confidential. I can't tell you what it is. But
One of your classmates? That's cool.